Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Just wanted to come in and say hi, chat. A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. I have been trying to push through and show up and be present. And I got to be honest, I just have not had, and not just like, I'm not talking about on YouTube, I'm talking about just in life in general. And on November 29th, my grandson's 11th birthday. My oldest daughter is 31 and she has two kids. So I have two grandchildren, 7 and 11. My grandson turned 11 on November 29th. And that was also the day that I got the phone call that my oldest daughter's father had a heart attack, was on life support with no brain activity. Now, he was not in her life her entire life. And over the years, I did what I could to try to make him be present for her, but you can't make nobody grown do anything that they don't want to do. And of course, I was hurt. I never pursued like legal action, child support, like all of that. Not that I need the support with the child, but I knew he wasn't going to show up. He never showed up to any court hearings, anything like that. And it really did impact her throughout her life, even as a young adult. But they had connected this year. I don't know when this year, but sometime in like the spring or so. And she called me a week after my birthday in July. And she was like, "Mom, my dad wants your number." And I'm like, "For what?" Like the last time I thought, it had been over 20 years since I talked to this man. And I'm like, what could he possibly have to say to me? Y'all have a relationship, y'all talk, that's all that matters. Like, we don't need to really talk. And she was like, "Well, I don't know, but can I give him your number?" I was like, "Yeah, you can." And so he called me, and I don't know if y'all remember oh Lord, I don't know if y'all remember the show In Living Color, and they had Homie the Clown. He used to call me Krusty the Clown. Like from the time I met him when I was 18, because he said I was silly. That's all he's ever called me. He rarely called me Yolanda. So when I answered the phone, he was like, "Krusty, happy birthday to you." And I was like, "What's up? Just how you doing?" We talked. There was no animosity. There was no, like, I wasn't like, "Why you call me 20 years later?" Oh, y'all, it is what it is. I wasn't even on that. And we had a really good conversation, just catching up, talking about, family, stuff like that. He told me about his son. He was about to be a grandfather again with his son. He told me that he and my oldest daughter, her name is Courtney, that they have been, talking and all these things. So I was so happy. I was so happy about that. And he was a sports agent, really big in the sports world at one time, very well connected. We talked a couple times after that, and then, that was it, really. And so when I got the call that he had a heart attack and he was on life support with no brain activity, I felt two emotions. Number one, I was happy because I knew that phone call was his way of apologizing. Just the type of conversation that we had, he never said those words, but he knew. And he wasn't a very good boyfriend when we dated. I mean, he wasn't, and throughout the years, he abandoned his daughter. He was not there for her. And, but to me, in my mind, just the nature of the conversation and me knowing him like I know him or knew him rather, because I found out today that they are taking him off the ventilator today. And I just felt some type of way. I felt some type of way for the past, week and a half or so, just feeling for my daughter. She was just rebuilding that relationship with him. Y'all, I'm sorry, my head is itching. She had just started rebuilding that relationship with him. He and I had talked about he was an agent. And so he had talked to me about referring me to somebody, or even him possibly repping me as I'm pursuing my coaching position in either the WNBA or the NBA. And so it's just been mixed emotions, She wants to go to the funeral. I told her I for sure will go with her. I'm not sure if his family even knows about her because she's never had a relationship with them. Two of his friends, his really good friends from child, his barber and his teammate, they've been keeping me updated, and because they knew about our relationship, they knew our relationship, they knew how tight we were and all that stuff. So I'm just, you never know how life is going to turn out. And I'm so glad that the Lord, that I was healed, that I wasn't angry and still mad and still living in the past and holding him hostage to who he was back then. And then I found out that his life had been really, really, he had been through a lot. This was his second heart attack. He had been through colon cancer. He had been divorced twice and had a lot of issues. So I'm just so thankful that we had that last conversation and that it was good. That it was a good conversation, that we were good. And after he called me, I'm like, God, why is he calling me after 20 years? But you just never know how life is going to turn out. And earlier today, y'all, I got baptized. Now, this was not my first go round. This was my second baptism. Of course, the first one didn't take because I was 13 or 14. I was just doing it because. But today, when I did it, I was so happy because I felt like whole with God and everything, because I'm doing it not out of obligation, but because of love, my love for Christ, and really wanting to just live fully for him. And so, yeah, I got baptized today, and it was really, really, it was a really good experience, y'all. It's a really good experience. So I'm excited about what God is doing. I'm excited about it. I have a lot of opportunities coming. I know I posted in my community tab that I got accepted into the NBA assistant coaches program. And what's so God about that is this is my second go round. They don't let people in twice. You get one shot. And sometimes they'll bring former cohort members back to maybe speak or attend an event, but going through the whole entire program again, they don't do that. So I'm so grateful to God, because I really do miss coaching basketball. I miss being in that space. I miss the game and just developing players and people and just being in that atmosphere. I don't know if you've ever been an athlete, but it's just, and I don't know how many of y'all ever played at the professional level, but it's just a different atmosphere. And so I'm going to the NBA G League showcase, which is in Orlando. It's their winter showcase. And when I did the program before, they didn't have a lot of events. This was not a thing. So, and they don't take everybody to everything. So I'm super happy about that. I get to guest coach with a team. I don't know what team I'm going to be assigned to. Hopefully it's the Texas Legends out of Texas, but I don't care what team is with. I'm just ready to get back into the flow of things, to sharpen my skills, learn a lot of the new technology, get to network, meet some of the new players and new coaches, and just get myself back where I'm supposed to be. So I'm excited about that. We have a few events that we have to do. We have a big tournament called the Portsmouth Invitational. It's an invitation only tournament to the top 50 or 60. I don't know how many players, men's college basketball players in the country, the ones who aren't your top lottery picks. They come to this event. It's a 3 or 4 day event. We're assigned to a team. We get to coach them, player development, scouting, all the things. All the NBA and G League GMs and head coaches, they attend these events. The NBA draft, I did that in 2019. So we get to do that. NBA All-Star weekend, WNBA draft, and also I think WNBA All-Star. But hopefully by then, by that time, because WNBA All-Star is during the summer, I'm going to have a coaching job by then. So I've had some interview opportunities scheduled just for work, because bills still got to be paid. Just some other things, some other opportunities that are coming my way. I have my games coming up. My first one is this Saturday, the 14th. Then I got a game on the 16th, the 18th, and the 30th, and that's all going to be on ESPN Plus. So, God is moving. But in that, y'all, life is still lifing, and so it's in these moments, just especially as women, because I'm over 50, about to be in these dating streets. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'll say that for another video, but I'm just excited about what God is doing. I felt like when I started my weight loss journey, and when I would go out, especially after I lost like the first 20 pounds, I felt like I was being prepped for something. And y'all, I am down 61 pounds now. That is crazy to me. I didn't even know I had 61 pounds to lose, but apparently I did. And do you know that's like the size of a small first grader, like a second grader? So anywho, just being in preparation for that and getting to a space where I can receive these blessings. Like as women, we tend to really be critical of ourselves and hold ourselves hostage to past mistakes and even sometimes self-sabotage. But because, like I said, this is my second foray into this. Ooh, y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't know my robe was open like that. But my second foray into this coaching world. And I'm so happy that I'm getting a second chance, because God is the God of another chance. Not a second chance, but another chance. But we have to do the work to make sure that we're healed, that we are prepared, and that we are ready when these opportunities present itself, so we don't repeat the same mistakes that we made prior. So that's all I have. I also am going to put some strategy behind my channel. I hadn't even looked at like analytics and all that kind of stuff. I ain't paid attention to none of that. And I have to get back on that, because I am intentional about growing this channel and growing my brand. But I just wanted to give y'all that kind of life. I'm having a legitimate life reset at 50, and I am so excited about it. But before I go, listen, if you have any ought against anybody, any ill willings, any mamas, baby mamas, exes, like, let them go. Like, just, if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, let God deal with that. Men, if you have a baby's ex-wife or the mother of your children, if they're not doing what they need to do or what have you, just let God handle that. Don't carry no bitterness in your heart, because like I said, even though we had not talked in over 20 plus years, just the news of him, like he's gone, like off the ventilator as we speak. Like they've already taken him off the ventilator, like he's gone. And I feel sad, because this is somebody that at one point in time I really cared for and really loved. And just like time, life happens really, really fast, you guys, and you don't want to waste it being angry or bitter or selfish or any of those things. And at the end of the day, we just have to pray that God gives us the strength to get over. Because now I was hot. My chest was tight for a long time. I was mad and pissed off and all the things, like asking God why he got off, and because it looked like on the outside his life was great when I was over here in survival mode, just trying to take care of my kids, trying to take care of myself and all those things. But it's not always like that. So we just have to make sure, especially as women, we have to make sure that we don't hold on to any bitterness or anger or any of those things, because not only does it impact you, but it impacts your children. They feed off that. They can feel it. They can sense it. They can see it in you. And when you're not good, your kids aren't good. Just not. So I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.